Today we will be learning two strategies on how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. Let's have example number 1. Find the sum of the fractions 1/4 and 2/5. So first let us use the traditional method. The first step in doing this method is to find the smallest common multiple of denominators 4 and 5. So the multiples of 4 would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. And for the multiples of 5, we have 5, 10, 15, 20. So we know that 20 is the least common multiple of these two fractions. So using the LCM 20, the next thing that we need to do is to rewrite the fractions with denominators 20. Which means that if the first fraction has a denominator of 5, to get 20, we need to multiply this by 5. So we need to multiply the numerator also by 5. So 1 times 5 is 5, and 4 times 5 is 20. Doing the same thing with the second fraction. The second fraction has a denominator of 5, so we need to multiply this by 4 and this by 4. So the second fraction is equivalent to 8/20. And when adding two fractions with the same denominator, now we simply keep the same denominator 20, and we just add 5 plus 8. And 5 plus 8 is 13. So the answer is 13/20. So I think the challenge for the traditional method is actually getting the LCM. Sometimes it's difficult to find the LCM of two denominators. Now let's have the new method, and we will call this Gani's method. So for my method, what we need to do is you multiply 1 times 5, and that gives us 5. Next, we need to multiply 4 times 2, and that is 8. For the denominator, we need to multiply the 4 and the 5. So that is 20. Again, we just multiply 1 and the 5, which is 5. We multiply 4 and 2, that's an 8. And for denominator, we multiply 4 times 5. So that's why the answer for this problem is 13/20. So instead of getting the LCM, rewriting the fractions as equivalent fractions, this is a lot easier to do. Agree? Now let us answer question number 2 using Gani's method. So using my method, the first thing that we need to do is multiply 2 and the 8, which is 16. Now we need to multiply 3 and 1, which is 3. And for the denominator, we need to multiply 3 times 8, and that gives us 24. So the answer for this question is 19/24. Easy, right? For question number 3, we will use Gani's method in subtracting two fractions, 1/2 minus 3/7. So the same method, what we need to do is multiply first the 1 times 7, and that gives us 7. It's a minus, so we put minus. And then we need to do 3 times 2, that is 6. What is the denominator? 14, right? Because we need to multiply 7 times 2, so that is 14. Simplifying this further, 7 minus 6 is 1. Denominator is 14. And it's simple as that. Question 4. Find the difference between 3/10 and 2/9. So using Gani's method, we will multiply first 3 times 9, and that is 27, minus, we need to do 10 times 2, which is 20, and for the denominator, we need to multiply 10 times 9, and that is 90. So in this problem, 27 minus 20 is 7, and we have 90. So the answer is 7 over 90. Example number 5. Simplify 4/5 plus 5 over 6. So using Gani's method, what we need to do is multiply 4 times 6, which is 24. 5 times 5, that gives us 25. And denominator is 30. We need to multiply the 5 times 6. So now this is 49 over 30. Since it is an improper fraction, then we need to change it into a mixed number. How many 30s can go into 49? Ones, right? And that remainder is 19. So 19 over 30. Again, 30 can go into 49 once, and there's a remainder of 19. So the answer is 1 and 19 over 30. So now that we have compared the traditional method and Gani's method, which one you think is easier? Question number 6. 5 over 8 minus 1 over 7. For this problem, the denominator is the product of 8 and 7, so that is 56. We need to multiply 5 times 7, that's 35. The operation is minus. And we also need to multiply 8 times 1, which is 8. So 35 minus 8 is 27, and we have over 56. So the answer is 27 over 56. Question number 7. 1/7 plus 3 over 2. For this problem, the denominator is the product of 7 and 2, which is 14. Now we need to multiply 1 and 2, which is 2, plus we multiply 3 and 7, which is 21. 2 plus 21 is 23 over 14. Now we can change this into mixed number. 14 can go into 23 once, and 1 times 14 is 14, so there is a remainder of 9. So the answer is 1 and 9 over 14. Question number 8. 7 over 4 plus 5 over 8. For question number 8, I will use the first method, and that is by getting the LCD. The LCD for this problem is 8, because I know that 4 can go into 8 twice, so I need to multiply the first fraction by 2, both numerator and denominator. 7 times 2 is 14, 4 times 2 is 8, and then I will copy 5 eighths. So in adding, we keep denominator 8, and we add 14 plus 5, which is 19. So we have 19 over 8, and in simplest fraction is 8 can go into 19 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16, so there is a leftover of 3. So the answer is 2 and 3/8. Question number 9. This problem is the same thing as 9 over 5 minus 4 over 3. I will use the second method, so this means denominator here is 15 because I need to multiply 5 times 3. For the numerator, 9 times 3 is 27. It is a minus. 5 times 4 is 20. So we have 27 minus 20 is 7, and denominator is 15. So the answer is 7/15. Question number 10 is the same thing as negative 10 over 7 plus 1 over 6. Using the second method, I will multiply 7 times 6, which is 42. Negative 10 times 6 is negative 60. 7 times 1 is 7. Negative 60 plus 7 is negative 53 over 42. So we have a negative answer. 42 can go into 53 once, so we have negative 1. 1 times 42 is 42, so there is a remainder of 11. So the answer to this question is negative 1 and 11 over 42. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel at Celzo Academy.